So here I was working on a Hyundai Santa Fe with the 3.3 engine, and I was doing the oil filter housing, as you can see, and I have all this torn apart, and let me tell you, it was quite the job. And I did it with disconnecting the oil, the thermostat housing, but still leaving it there. You know, it's off the engine, but you know, it's still connected to some of the hoses. And I mean, yeah, it's a big job. So I'm gonna try to explain everything that I did. As you can see, I have the oil filter housing off right there. And I didn't disconnect the housing. I had to move some of the lines here on top of the transmission to get to some of these bolts, because these to take off the housing, it's 6 bolts, and then to get to those bolts, you have to move these lines on the transmission. They're held by 10mm brackets. There's one on top of it that I was pointing at. Then there's one here on the front, on the face of the transmission, that you have to take off. I'm trying my best to get it to show what the bracket that holds these coolant lines. I think they're coolant lines. They could be transmission lines. But those 2 hoses right there, those 2 lines, and they have a 10mm on the bracket, and you have to take that off to get to all these bolts, which is only 6 of them that are holding the housing down. And then you can get to the oil filter housing. And then there's one big tube here that goes to the housing too, and that can be a little complicated too to take off. To give a quick rundown on what to do, first of all, what you want to do is look up how to take off the pressure switch on a Hyundai 3.3, because it's a super common problem, and there's a lot of videos out there. And what it shows is how to take off the top intake manifold, the lower intake manifold, the fuel injectors. Then what you want to do is, what I would suggest is removing all these little connectors for the sensors and, you know, coils and stuff. I left them on because I thought it wouldn't get in the way, but it actually did get in the way and made my job a lot harder. So I would suggest taking the time to remove all these sensors and stuff. You don't have to remove the computer part of it, which is that big bulkhead on the driver's side. It won't get in the way. You just move the entire wiring harness to the driver's side and keep it on top of the transmission. Then you can start on this thermostat housing. Again, I left it on, but again, I would suggest taking it off because it made my job a lot harder. It's got a bunch of hoses going to it, and I would just remove all the hoses from the clamps. And the reason I left it on is because some of those clamps in the back are a little tedious to get to, but just take your time and get those hoses off to get the whole thing out. And try to mark the hoses to where they correspond to on the nipples on the thermostat, because some of those hoses are closed in size, so you don't want to mix them up. Then you can start on the bolts that hold in the thermostat housing. Like I said, there's 6 of them, and I think they're 10mm. And I was just using a 1/4-inch ratchet with a long extension to get to those bolts. And like I said in the beginning of the video, to get to those bolts towards the rear, you have to move the transmission lines, or the lines that run toward along the transmission. You have to loosen those up, which are held in with brackets, which are 10mm, and you have to move them up or down depending on the bolt that you're getting to. I think the bottom bolt I had to push up on the lines, and then one of the other bolts I had to push down on the lines to get to the bolt. Now here I'm showing my long extension with my socket. It ended up being a 12. It is a 12 for those thermostat housing bolts. And I'm trying to show the bolts here. It's a terrible video, but this is what I was using. And as you can see, the reason you remove the wiring harness is because it does get in your way. You see how bad everything's kind of in the way, and how hidden those bolts are with the wiring harness in the way and the hoses in the way. Here I'm trying to show that bolt back there. It's really hidden, and it's really hard to get to. You see how much stuff is in the way, but like I said, it is possible to do it. I was able to do it with leaving everything on there, but I suggest take everything off. And what you're gonna realize is that thermostat housing might be stuck to this tube, this coolant tube. It's held in by one 10mm bolt, and then the O-rings just get stuck on the both sides of the tube, which is the thermostat housing and the engine side. If you're removing the thermostat housing, you could just pull on the thermostat housing and it should pop off. But if you're leaving it in there, you're gonna have a long fight, kind of like I did. There was nothing I could really do except I was using a flathead screwdriver to pry on the bracket where the 10mm goes, and I was just prying, you know, towards the driver's side, and then just going gentle with it, because it's gonna come out eventually. You just have to be patient and take your time with it, because you don't want to ruin it. And like I said, it's only held in by O-rings and a 10mm bolt. So make sure you take off the 10mm bolt. And when you reinstall it, maybe put on some grease on the O-rings so it goes back in easy. And then once you're done with that, you're pretty much there at the oil filter housing. It's held in by 4 bolts. Again, 10 or 12, I totally forgot. They are different sizes, so make sure when you put them back in or when you take them out, you know which ones are the long ones and which ones are the short ones. And if you forget, that's okay, because the ones on the left right here are the short ones, and then the ones on the right are the long ones here. And as far as what was leaking, I still don't know. I think it was this little circle part here, because it did have a little drip when I was inspecting it. But I don't know. The gaskets were really good. They weren't even flat, but it ended up fixing the problem. This is the part number for the oil filter assembly. And then there is a couple O-rings and gaskets you want to replace. The O-rings for the tube, and then the thermostat housing gaskets. And then it is recommended that you replace the high pressure fuel line. I forgot to get the OE part number, but there is an aftermarket one here, or you could just call and ask. So I apologize. I totally forgot to take a picture of the part number, but it's as easy as calling the dealer and getting the high pressure fuel lines. You want to make sure you clean up the surface of the thermostat housing, and then that's about it. And then what I'm going to do here is I'm going to leave the instructions that I kind of followed. They're going to go pretty quick, so if you have anything you want to look at, just stop the video. There is torque specs for, I think, almost everything. I try to get everything as much as I could. If my instructions weren't that great, I'm going to leave the instructions right here, and a couple schematics too. And if you have any questions, just let me know and I'll try to help you out.